What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I just wanted to show you guys this awesome pumpkin I have now for Halloween. So we're gonna be not carving this one, just keeping her nice and cute, but I did want to kind of pop back in and do a driving vlog, which we haven't done in quite a while. So we're leaving out, use that backup camera, which is super helpful. I want to get back into the driving videos though, because you guys have not heard what the new MagnaFlow sounds like, I guess, inside the cabin. You guys heard me like rev it and stuff at NorCal Muffler, but you really haven't heard too much inside, and it's pretty docile, pretty calm, but I do want to waken it up a little bit and make it a little bit more like the courses, how it had the snap, crackle, pop, just because right now it's real muffled, as you guys can probably hear right there. We also have the wheels and tires on with the wrap, so now the whole vision is coming together. And I noticed a lot of you guys, because I put the question out there, did the wrap kind of bring it all together, or did the wheels bring everything together once they were finally on with the wrap? And a lot of you guys actually responded yes. Some of you guys are still like no, because it just looks like a Hot Wheels car, which is 100% true. So I appreciate the honesty. It does look like a Hot Wheels car, but that's what I was going for, because basically on YouTube you have to stand out. If I did a blacked out Mustang, blacked out everything, one, it looks really good. Two, it's really hard to keep clean, and that's annoying. But three, it just blends in with all the other murdered out cars. Like, there's nothing unique about it that would, you know, build the brand of Doty or jacobrdoty on YouTube. So for that reason, I had to do something wild, which is not everyone's taste, but it does get the brand out there, and everyone now knows this wrap with the car, and then that's how they know me. So regardless of if you love it or hate it, you know who's driving it, and that was kind of the whole idea behind that. Real game. Word to your mother.
Yeah. Haters.
One of the things I did want to bring up though is where the heck is the Whipple content and where's the Whipple install? That's actually happening, and I swear this time next weekend. Just some things popped up in life and with work and things like that, so it kind of pushed things back, but it's okay because now we can spend our time next weekend, really dial it in. I was even thinking about this weekend, but then I didn't realize Halloween was a Saturday, and I didn't want to deal with that while I was in the middle of an install, with people walking around the neighborhood, seeing me working on that and all that stuff, because it would probably be going into the night. So that's kind of why the Whipple hasn't been done yet. I don't want to rush. I don't want to have to worry about rushing. I want to take my time, make sure every nut and bolt is secured, double check that, and then be all good to go. I did buy a torque wrench that is actually made for engine stuff rather than like the big old 1/2 inch for like lug nuts. So I got one that's more precise for smaller stuff. And yeah, basically I should be all ready to go. I even have, oh, you're making a turn into in and out. All right, family needs in and out. But I also bought a wrench set that actually is ratcheting and bending, I think. So that should be really useful in the tight areas, because we've all been stuck there with a little wrench and having to like work with 2 inches of like spin or swing, and have to sit there for like half an hour on a single bolt. So I want to avoid that, and so I got the right tools to do the job, and hopefully that should make it a whole lot easier. Now we're about to hop on the freeway here in Mexico and hear what the exhaust sounds like with a little bit of a pull. Also, I guess we could test to see if the tires will hook, so let's go into second. Yeah, they hook pretty good. I didn't notice anything right there, although we couldn't really get super high up into it. But yeah, they seem to hook pretty good. A lot of people are saying, oh, the Nittos, they're not hooking very well at certain horsepower ranges, which I'm sure, I think regardless, unless I'm running a drag radial, once I get the Whipple, I'm always gonna have a traction issue. So we'll have to see, but right now they seem to be hooking in A. And I'm also not using this as like a track setup. This is mainly a street setup. It's to look good on the forged wheels. I'll get a drag pack whenever I want to go do that type of driving, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to try to force a round peg into a square hole. It's not made to do that, and that's why I'll buy another set to actually do that specific task. And we are looking like a crap ton of traffic here. So we're running into some traffic, which is pretty common nowadays here in California, and I think it's because we have a lot of construction going on, because with COVID, everyone shut down except for construction. They like ramped up because less people are on the road. Well, now more people are on the road, but construction's still ramped. So that's the whole conflict there. We have a bottleneck happening up ahead. And so that's really what's going on right there. catch up with you guys once we're not in traffic. Alrighty, so now that we're back from the traffic and all that kind of sucked and took away all the fun of driving and talking to you guys, we're in the garage and I wanted to go over my wheel specs because now that I have confirmed that they work, I can share them with you in full confidence that this is something that if you guys have this car, you guys could order custom wheels. It doesn't have to be these Ibushi forged wheels. It could be other wheels that you can custom order the offset, and you can base it off of mine and move it 1 millimeter either way if you want, just to choose your, I guess, dial in your fitment. But before I give away the specs, I do want to shout out that Black Sting on Instagram. His name is Luis. He's actually the one that helped me dial in this fitment and dial in my specs. So actually, he's the one that really helped dial this in because he's on bags as well with, I think, the exact same specs, a little bit different tire setup though. But yeah, he's actually who really dialed this in with me. But yeah, let me show you guys what all we're looking like. For this round of wheels, because this is now my fourth set of wheels, I did 19 by 9.5 plus 32. So that's how it looks at my ride height. At air out, it's kind of tucked in a little bit. You guys can see my other video and it'll show off that more in depth, but it has a pretty good concave for being a front. If you guys don't know, the fronts are generally pretty flat on Mustangs just because of the offset. We're at a plus 32, so it's kind of flattening out versus pushing out for concave. But yeah, that's pretty much what that one looks like. We got some tire shine kind of stuck on the spoke there that needs to get rubbed off. But yeah, it's pretty nice on a 255/40/19. So I went with a little bit meatier of a sidewall on this setup rather than my stretch of my last setup. And then we can go into the rear. And this one is really dialed in nice and flush with the tire to the rim or to the lip there. So this is a 19 by 11 plus 56. So we went a little bit more aggressive than my old XO Luxuries, which were a plus 50. But we also went with a 305/40/19 versus a 295/35/20. So a lot more meat, way less stretch, I mean. And yeah, that's how this turned out. We also have the black lug nuts right there. We also have the concave. So some of you guys were mentioning that, oh, you spent all that money without concave. No, it is concave. You just can't really see it with the angles I showed at night. You can kind of see right there, it is concave. Hopefully you guys can see that with how the spokes dial in there. I'm a big fan of the concave fitment. And yeah, there it is from the top. Nice and flush, literally probably 2 millimeters in from the fender on this side. And then of course it's pretty much dialed in on the other side as well. Maybe a little bit more poke. Yeah, a little bit more poke on this side just because solder axle. But this is what I drive at. I don't rub at all. So the way I have my panhard bar, the way I have the tires and wheels, literally do not rub at all because I'm scared of that. If I rub, then this whole piece of wrap, this whole piece is all one piece. This would all have to get redone if that started to rub through. So I did not want to have that happen. We're all good there. And then when you come up here, same thing. Still pretty aggressive. It looks good at ride height. So if you guys are just on coilovers or on lowering springs, similar heights right here to an iBox Sportline setup, then this is how you would be driving. And yeah, it would look pretty much like that. I got quite a few comments about, okay, now reveal the wheel specs and things like that. So I just wanted to wait until I could verify. And I'll tell you, I've hit some pretty gnarly bumps and this thing is solid. Like this is definitely one of my favorite wheel setups, if not my favorite wheel setup I've seen on a Mustang in general, just because it does have the concave front and rear. It does have nice meaty fitment with nice amount of tire, because that was something I did kind of regret on my other setup was the stretch tire. It's great for the look, but when you start adding power, it's not so good for getting traction. So hopefully this with a little bit more sidewall can let me get more traction. Again, it's gonna be hard to tell anyways once you get a Whipple and throw 750 or 700 wheel horsepower or whatever it ends up being at a Mustang. Trying to put that down on the street with a street setup is not really ideal no matter what. You kind of need a drag pack for that and a drag radial dedicated for that. So I don't have too high of expectations there. It's probably gonna spin no matter what. But hey, this at least looks good and it can air out and doesn't rub and doesn't hurt anything. And yeah, it has all the visuals. Maybe not the drag racing, but who cares? That's what a drag pack is literally made for. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I'm sorry it's been a little while. It's been like a week hiatus because I've just been so busy with stuff. But I'm gonna be pumping out some videos for you guys this week, so stay on the lookout for those. But as for now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.